Good evening, guys. Hope we are all well. My name is Neil Cook. I'm the spirit medium for GSI Paranormal. For those who don't know me, I have my own channel as well as working alongside GSI Paranormal. I'm just going to say that my PC looks like it's doing an update. So if I lose this, I'll restart the live stream again and continue from there. You turn the volume on? 2 seconds, guys. Yeah, it's about 10% finished of a live update. I haven't had the laptop turned on for a while, so I'm hoping it's not going to go into. You got it? Yeah. Okay then. Some quick hellos. Kerry Renton, hope you're well. Linda Brookes, hello there, hope you're well. Vicky Hardy, Colette Marker. I always read her name out. Colette, good evening. Kieran Young, hope you're well. Craig Whitney, hope you're well. Topics tonight, it's your topic. You can decide what we want to talk about. There's a few live ghost hunts we're going on very shortly, and we want to plug them as well. Some amazing people and some amazing groups, so we want to give them a big shout out as well. And right towards the end, a little personal private message which might hit home to some of you guys and also open your eyes as well. Hi Neil and Vicky, hope you're well. Hope you've enjoyed your bank holiday weekend. It's Monday evening here in the UK, in the northeast of England, and it's still daylight outside. That's amazing. Normally we were doing these in the dark. Also tomorrow on Para Search Radio, myself with Paul Brookes and Kerry are doing a live talk as well. I've posted the link on my Facebook channel, so you can tune in by clicking on the tickets, and that'll take you to the radio station where you can listen live from 9 p.m. tomorrow night UK time. So that's my good self and Paul Rook talking all things spiritual and paranormal on the Para Search Radio channel on Facebook, so don't forget to have a look at that as well. My partner's just going to shut this door because there seems to be a bit of wind and the door's shutting back and forth, so we'll see if we can sort that out. I'll also continue to keep shouting it out. If you're new to the channel, guys, if this is the first time you've watched a live stream on GSI Paranormal, then please feel free to share. Let me know where you're watching from too, and hopefully you sharing this will hit the right audience, all your friends who are into the paranormal stuff, and even the medium stuff as well. Like I say, it's your opportunity to ask questions with regards to paranormal and mediumship, and I'll do my utmost best to answer them. And I always say I'm not looking to connect to spirit. It's not one of them shows, but if anything was to come through, then I'll certainly give that message to the right person. I've got 2 keyboards on the go, 2 mouses on the go, and 4 screens. So if I get a little bit lost, please forgive me. What I'm going to do, now I'm just going to close that down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share this feed myself because I want it to go across my channels as well. So I'm just going to find this feed on our GSI wall, and then I'll share that. Let me just locate that. Maybe I might have to refresh the screen. And like I say, my laptop is doing a live update. What I'm hoping it's not going to do is restart as and when it's finished. If it does, apologies. I'll restart the channel and we'll start again. Or continue from where we left on. Helen Steele, thank you for joining us. Tina, thank you also for joining us. Victoria Tory Brown, Vicky Tory Brown, thank you. And Lisa Patterson, Vicky's sister as well, thank you for joining us. Michelle, thank you for joining us. Who else is there? Kerry, thank you for joining us. And if it's pronounced right, Caro Oliver, if I'm pronouncing it right, thank you also for joining us. What I'm going to do is just plug some links about the people we're going to talk about next. I'm sure you all follow this channel. It's Project Paranormal. It's David Barrett who runs this channel. He's an author and paranormal investigator. And this weekend, David is doing an event in our location, and he's kindly invited us along to attend this event. It's only around 16 miles from our location. It's alleged very active location, and it goes back way back to early days of when it was other things as well. I don't know too much about this location. And we are going there to team up with Project Paranormal and work alongside David. David is an amazing guy when it comes to how he conducts his paranormal research and the techniques he uses, which is quite unique. And anyone who watched his live stream the other night, which I've shared on my channel, you'll see the methods he uses to connect to spirits or to give that evidence that spirit's there. So we're going to take our techniques along. Me as a medium, Vicky, Jan and Jamie are coming along to do their techniques with regards to GSI Paranormal. And there's also some other good people joining us as well. Some big names in the paranormal feed, some people you've heard of, they'll be there too. I'm not sure of the guest list, but it should be a good night. Ourselves will go live as and when we can without interfering with what David's doing. And I do know that David Barrett is also doing his live streaming as well. So don't forget, that's his link, which I posted there for his Facebook channel. So please pop along and give him a like. And also on Saturday night, we're looking at starting around 9 p.m. on the evening. So if you haven't already, if you're not following his channel, you can always click the little bell, which allows you to know when the notifications and the live streams are going live. Amanda White, hi there. Laura, hi, hope you're well, thank you. Lisa Anderson, Jackie Venerable, thank you for joining us. Carl Thompson, thank you also for joining us. And Annette Gardner, also thank you for joining us. Don't forget, guys, if you're new to the channel, feel free to share this. If you think this mediumship side and the paranormal side hits the right people on the things you do in your world. If you're part of a paranormal group, it's your opportunity to post your link down there so other good people can see it. And if you're into your spiritual side of stuff, then also post your link down there as well, because people will get to see what your good selves are doing as well. And we're all into paranormal unity. We'd love you to share what you do as well. Even if it's anything else, doesn't have to be paranormal, it doesn't have to be spiritual. It can be anything which might incite these people. You will find these people talk among themselves on the comments, the paranormal family followers, as well as some newbies there as well. And let us know where you're watching from as well. And don't forget, ask them questions as well. Also, later on in the year, we're doing a Halloween special. The Halloween special is with Brookes Paranormal. A lot of you know who Brookes Paranormal are. It's Linda Brookes and Jordan Brookes. They're doing an event on Halloween itself, the 31st of October, and myself is there as a guest medium. So that's another event which is going to go, or should I say, they're going to post all the details about this event very shortly. So if you're not following Brookes Paranormal, now's your opportunity to do that. And I'm also going to post them links in the live stream as well. So there they are at the top, Brookes Paranormal. Please pop along if you haven't already. Give them a like, and if you want to watch their notifications, then click that bell button and that will notify you. But very shortly, and I think I'm right in saying, let me just check a message on my PC. I believe, excuse my nostrils, let's have a look. Just going to go back a bit. I'm just going to read the comments of what Jordan told me. Just find it. They're going to announce the Halloween event next month, and tickets will also be going on sale. It's a location in Nottingham. It's a very haunted location, And not only does it go back to early Anglo-Saxon dates, it goes even further back to the 9th century AD, BC, whatever it is. So it's a very ancient location. It will be limited spaces because it's not the biggest place in the world. And I know Jordan and Linda like to keep the group small, so it'll be first come, first serve. It's not expensive, it's reasonably priced, and not only will you get to meet my good self, but Vicky, Jordan, Linda, and this is a location which is going to be announced next month in Nottingham. So if anyone's watching from this location, then this is your opportunity to come along and meet the Brookes Paranormal team, as well as my good self and my partner Vicky, who's sat in the background there. Any questions, guys? Have we got anything to say? I've been following some of your posts this week. I can't remember all of them, but I know you have all been active in the sun, getting your suntans. Anyone who saw me the other night, Saturday night, I looked like a lighthouse beacon. I was glowing in the dark because I'd caught too much sun. Michael McIver, thank you for joining us. And Jordan, I see you're there now. Thank you for joining us too. Luke Patton, thank you for joining us. If I've missed you, then please give us a shout out again. Jojo, hope you're well. Sarah Grundy, thank you for joining us. Let us know where you're watching from, guys, so we can give you a shout out. Once you share this page or this live stream, it will notify us and we'll thank you daily for it. And like I said, if you're part of anything to do with paranormal, spiritual, or any other thing else where you are running some kind of business on Facebook and you want the world to see what you're doing, there's 12,800 and something people who are following this page, so you will hit the right audience along the lines. Believe me, you will.
There's a question. Well, it's not so much as a question, but someone said, "Can I just say that I lost soul connected with me last month. I was out on the farm when it happened."
Right. Okay. Do you know who that come from?
Sorry, the feed has gone.
That's okay.
Lois Marie, is it?
It's who? Sorry.
Lois Marie.
Lewis.
Lois Marie. Losi Marie.
Okay then. Yes, from time to time we will connect to not only intelligent energy but residual energy. Certain locations will travel, or even right down to our place where we live. There's always that chance that something which once belonged here, once died in this location, whether it be an investigation you're doing, or like you said, just you being in your own settings and you connect to something. I'm assuming you're a sensitive person and you've sensed on this lost soul. It'd be interesting to know what communication you had, or was it just the energy passing through, and this is like a clairsensious thing you picked up on as this person passed through. It'd be good to know a little bit more. Josephine Northover, thank you for joining us. Count me in as always, Michael McIver says, and I'm assuming that's to the event on Halloween. Keep an eye out for that event on Brookes Paranormal page. If you're not following it already, Michael, then make sure you do. Carol King, hi. Yes, we've had a good day. Plenty of sunshine here in the northeast of England, where you are as well. But I think the whole of the country, if not Europe itself, has had some glorious sunshine days over the last 3 days. I think it's going to get a little bit cooler now over the next couple of days. I do sound like the weatherman, but I don't intend to. What I'm also going to do, guys, while I'm waiting for some questions from you good people, is I'm just going to post some links on the live stream. These links are where you can find my good self on my Facebook page. You will also find our YouTube channel, which you can follow. Let me just get that to work. Both my YouTube channel as well as the GSI Paranormal channel as well. Right, let's see if I can post them two together. Can't see why not. This is my YouTube channel where you'll see our investigations and my live feeds as a medium, and also our GSI YouTube channel, where it will show you some of the investigations not only we did with GSI Northeast, but then we became GSI Paranormal. We had our good friends Shane and Andrew team up with us. I always forget his name, sorry Andrew, where we spent a year working together before Shane and Andrew went off to become Northern Ghost Hunters. If you know of them too, they've just posted a video today with regards to an old abandoned RAF location, which is also worth a watch. I haven't watched it yet, but I do intend to this evening when I settle a little bit. I haven't even had my tea yet. I haven't even had my dinner. I'm very hungry. Thank you for sharing, guys. I can see that you shared. Good evening, Nikki Knight. Thank you. My links are there posted. Laura,
Laura said, I hung my wind chimes inside my house as you suggested.
Yes, it's the chime itself symbolically is the church bell, and the church bell used to be a symbolic sign of only good-natured spirits, good energies to come to the church each time the bells were rung. And in the olden days, you used to hear the church bells go. Everyone would go for the congress and then worship their beliefs within this location. The symbolic sign of the bell, the ringing or the wind chime effect, is to ward off negative energies. I'm not going to say evil, because I don't think evil would be wanting to go to the church. It's something which is, I think, made up a little. But yeah, it would ward off negative energies within this location and only invite the good-natured spirits there. Phil Andrew Newton, thank you very much for sharing. Phil is also joining us, or should I say we're joining him this weekend, Saturday. I believe he's one of the guests who's coming along to the location. We're working with Phil and David and the rest of the gang, and there's a few of the names I can't remember, forgive me, but we're all meeting up as one big family for the night and doing what we do good, which is investigating and working with spirits. Looking forward to see you, Phil, at the weekend. It's going to be an exciting time, I know it is. Linda, if I haven't shouted you out already, good evening. If there's any questions you want to ask, guys, Alan Willis, thank you for joining us. If there's anything you've got to say, you want to ask to do with paranormal and spiritual, then this is your time. It's not going to be a long live feed because I've got things to do tonight, and stay around to the end because I've got a little message for you guys, which I feel I want to share the story with you, because if it helps someone else in what has happened to me in the recent couple of months, then it's going to help you as well, hopefully. And I'm quite happy to talk about it in front of you guys because you're all friends. Have you ever investigated caves? We've done the Galleries of Justice, Jordan. We've also done the Drakelow tunnels, which are more tunnels than caves. And we've done the Edinburgh vaults just after Zach Bagan was in there. I could even feel his energy as well. The tour guide took us down as GSI Paranormal and asked us to find the hotspots which they knew of. And fortunately, I was on form that night. It was really good. And I even described a female who her energy was still there, tied up in the corner. This female would have been a very rough-looking, unruly hair, very skinny, scrawny-looking, dirty person who would have had a mental ability which would have meant back in them days she would have been probably locked in the cellar or in the attic, and this energy of this girl was still there. The tour operator actually told us that where this location is said to be, they'd even put rocks there to stop people getting too close to this location, because people were complaining that they were getting touched and scratched on the public tours they were. Phil Barnes, thank you for joining us. Hope you're well, buddy. Phil Barnes has his own photography page. Some of my famous pictures, which up on my Facebook wall, are done by this good guy. If you've got a link to share, Phil, if you're still doing your photography, now's the time to post that. There could be some people on here who would love some of your expertise, advice, if not photography, anything to do with what we do, or weddings or anything else. Thank you for joining us.
Giorgio has put, would you go to Elvis's house to see if his ghost was there?
I dare say, would I go, if I was in the neighbourhood, yes. I wouldn't personally make it an expedition to go from the UK all the way to Memphis to do that. But if I was ever in the neighbourhood and I had the option to do that, then yes, I would do that. Spirit will come back and forth in visitation to locations and places where they had fond memories. There was a lot of love. There was a lot of happy memories, or there's still personal objects which are connected to them. And I'm assuming that it's more of a museum now than a house. So there's no reason why Elvis Presley his energy wouldn't be around in spirit back and forth in that location, just as much as Michael Jackson's spirit would be around Neverland Ranch. So yes, given the opportunity, I can tick it off my bucket list, yes, although it's not high up on the bucket list. But yes, if I had that opportunity if I was in the neighbourhood, then I would take that opportunity up, yes. Anything from Dog Bumpers? She passed away 2 years ago, and I miss her. From Tina.
Can I just said, a couple of weeks ago we went down to see Lisa, didn't we? And I know Lisa's watching.
Yep.
And I never realised how much paranormal and stuff is in our life.
Yeah.
But I didn't realise how much paranormal is in other people's lives.
Yeah.
And so we went down to Lisa's the other week, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I didn't realise how much that she'd found herself within
the
tarot
spiritual
cards.
side of it. Yeah.
And it wasn't until I met you that I kind of found my own way. And coming back from Lisa's, I realised that Lisa has found her spiritual way.
Yep, a connection.
And she does it through healing and through
therapeutic ways.
A lot of healing.
Yep.
And she does it through tarot cards and stuff.
Yep.
And I always thought that I was a black sheep for the family. And so I was just wondering how many other people actually, their families believe in the same things as what they do, or are they out on their own?
I said in a message the other day with regard to what Vicky's talking about now, I hope you can hear her. She wasn't speaking loudly, but I said to a friend of Helen Steele's who's watching this now, we're all psychic, but we're not all mediums. You'll have to excuse the brown in my mouth. I've just drank black coffee and it's tarnished my teeth and tongue. We're all psychic, but we're not all mediums. So we're all sensitive. We all have intuition. We all pick up on kind of spiritual things around ourselves. If it's not an immediate family member being ill, then it's something going on in our circles. But we don't always have the ability to connect to spirit. And Lisa, who is Vicky's sister, who's watching now with her flower essence, has kind of looked for something else in her life, to not so much as a hobby, but she feels she wants to progress this. Now, I don't ever see Lisa sat in this chair doing a live stream in years to come. With respect, Lisa, you might prove me wrong, but she's working with tarot cards at the moment. She's purchased some tarot cards. She's learning how to use them and all the meanings. And when we went down there, she actually did the tarot cards with ourselves. And there was, although I don't personally work with tarot cards, because to me it's clairvoyance, and clairvoyance is kind of the foreseeable future, which tarot cards are. With respect, Lisa is working with the tarot cards as a form of clairvoyance, and we had some amazing cards come through, and once we read the meanings of these cards, it made sense. It was a really good afternoon, it was. Alison Sawyer, thank you for joining us. Jean Pittman, Jeanette Pittman, sorry for the pronunciation, thank you also for joining us. Like I say, if you haven't shared this yet, please feel free to do. If you've got something to share, also please share in the comments. I'll point that way in the comments down there. Let other people see what you were doing as well. And further along in the live stream, you will see some of the things we've shared, which will not only take you to Project Paranormal's webpage, Facebook page. If you're new, just joining this live stream now. This weekend, our good selves are joining Project Paranormal. We're working with them alongside him this Saturday from 9 p.m. So watch out not only for our live streams through the GSI Paranormal channel, you may see some through my Spirit Mediumship channel, and you'll also see David's live feeds as well from the Project Paranormal. I also mentioned for the people who've just joined that this Halloween, Brookes Paranormal are hosting an event. It's a Halloween special in a very old location, historic location, and it's said to be haunted as well. Jordan has just been down there with Linda and had some amazing catches, some amazing responses, not only through the ITC but through their sensitive connections as well. And the returning back in October, where myself is going to be the guest medium, working alongside Linda and Jordan, and I believe Colette's going to be there as well, which will be interesting to work with you as well. And the tickets go on sale next month, so watch Brookes Paranormal page, because it will be limited places. It won't be many tickets, I don't believe. If I'm wrong, then please correct me, Jordan, Linda. I'm not quite sure how many places are available for this event, but it will be a really good night, not to be missed. Barry Frankish, Lee Grant, thank you for joining us. Also, Debbie, thank you for joining us as well. Yep, a question?
Phil Newton has said, Neil, if you don't mind me asking, mate, but who are your guides?
My main spirit guide is my Texan cowboy. This is a cowboy who, in a previous life path, I rode with him. I shared a lot of my young life with him. If you know the background of Sam and Derek Akora, then it's kind of that relationship. In a previous life path, in the 18th century, we were in Texas. We were cowboys as of such, and cheeky cowboys we were as well. We both were killed on horseback in West Texas. And this gentleman, Phil, my Texan cowboy, is now serving his purpose as a guide to me. So he's now looking out for me. My connection with my spirit guide started at the age of 29 as I was developing the mediumship, and the connection has just got stronger and stronger and stronger. We answer each other's questions now. Phil is my main clairaudient speaker for me, where I don't always get a connection with weaker spirits or spirits who don't come as close to me as I want them to. Then Phil will be my interpreter. My other guides are my immediate family and spirit. I lost 3 to spirit in 2011, so I've got my mum, my father and my sister around me, and then I have a outer circle of spirit guides, even down to the animal kingdom as well. My old police dog as well, who's still with me now. Any more questions, Vicky?
Everyone's talking among themselves.
That's okay.
Tina said you started to say something about bumper and didn't get to finish.
I was reading a question, but I don't have any connections for that, Linda. Like I said, if anything does come through, sorry, Tina, if anything does come through, then I will message you with that. Or if anything comes through which I could talk over here, then I'll mention it as well. But as I read the question, I was looking for a connection and nothing came through at this moment in time. Who have I just seen pop up there? Karen Porritt, thank you for joining also. I've got 30 different decks now, but my favourite, the spirits will use the images from the cards sometimes as signs and symbols and communication with you clairvoyantly. That's from Debbie. Yes, people get really into these tarot guides. I know there's a lot of live streams on Facebook where it's just solely tarot guides. There's some amazing connections with good people who join these live streams and the people who are actually doing the live stream as well. Vicky Richards, thank you for joining us. Tina, you're welcome. Cheers, Neil, you're very welcome. Jess Kelly, thank you also for joining us. Vicky, that would be awesome. Vaults, yes, Edinburgh Vaults, if that's what you're talking about. Helen Steele, amazing place, full of energy, right down to the static energy on your hairs on your arm, or in your case, Helen, your moustache. I'm only joking. What else have we got to talk about, guys? Any questions, guys? Anything before let's just have a look at the time. 31 minutes. I've got other things to do this evening. I do want to talk about one last thing before I go, which is very important to me. I know a lot of you guys have been asking questions lately with regards to my health. And I just want to bring you up to date with something which is happening in my life. And I just hope that what's happened to me in the last couple of months, you guys will take a leaf out of my book and look after yourselves from what I'm going to tell you soon. Did I see your message? Right, got to go, Neil. You're very welcome. Don't forget, you can always rejoin this live stream later on, Phil, and watch it at a later date and catch anything you think you may have missed. Nope. Any more questions, Vicky?
Yeah, Debbie has said, besides meditation, do you have any other advice of how to grow, open your channels and improve your communication?
Yes. Your best connections with spirit are going to start off with your spirit guide. Once you've connected with your spirit guide and built up that rapport and personal relationship with them, then this is going to assist you a great deal with regards to your further connections with spirit. I always say make sure you're protected first, and what I mean by that is with your spirit guides, because you wouldn't turn on a very expensive PC without an antivirus protection. So why open yourself up to spirit without your spirit guide protection? So even if you haven't got that clear audience connection with spirit, and it's more clairsensious or your third eye connections, then ask for that connection. Ask for that protection first with spirit, your guides. And although you may not be hearing spirit, clairaudience, they're still listening. Spirit will always hear your prayers. They will always hear your requests. The universe will capture everything you say, and it'll go out there and it'll come back to you with blessings. So ask for that protection. And then to open yourself up, meditation is one of the best ways. My early working with spirit and grounding myself and connecting to spirit was through meditation. I still do it now because I just have an excuse to listen to George Michael, and I can put the earphones on. I don't have to listen to Vicky, bless her. No, get yourself out more to nature. Sit yourself down in a nice meadow, green field with your back against the tree. And if you're not working with your chakras, then just imagine your chakras being there. If you can just imagine all 7 chakras running down the front of your body and symbolically unlock and open them chakras. I know it's a funny way to do it, but it works, or it worked with me. And imagine each chakra being a little door you open up and open yourself up, and then just slowly unlock these 7 chakras down your body. And once they're open, then try working with spirit there, trying to see what comes through, and if anything does come through for you. And then when you're finished doing this kind of meditation, then just don't forget to close yourself up again, and that is you just symbolically closing the doors on these 7 chakras, the last one being here, and then just lock it and say, right, I'm done working with spirit for today. It's a funny method and suggestion, but it works. So you could always try that as well. Any more messages? Right, okay then. Right, I'm going to finish off now, guys. I do need your undivided attention. This is very important to me, and I want you to take a leaf out of my book from what I'm going to tell you next. Back in November of last year, I was taken into hospital with a medical condition, and I was in excruciating pain. And after being examined by the A&E, the medical department within the hospital, they diagnosed me with what they believe to be cysts or lumps in my groin, in my testicles. After further examination and an ultrasound, the surgeon and the hospital said that I would need eventually an MRI scan to investigate what was going on down there. Now, I've been one of these people all my life who've always been playing and checking for these things. And it doesn't just go for men only who check the testicles regular, but it also goes for you girls as well, with regards to checking your breasts as well. And I've always searched for lumps. I've always looked down there. I've always been very conscious about getting old and lumps and cysts and other things which can appear in and around your body. And this is something I've always took care of, or I believed I have anyway. So after a couple of months later, and most recently, I went for my MRI scan. The scan confirmed that there was numerous cysts in my groin, in my testicle area, which was quite common for a person of my age, but not common that they were giving me a lot of pain. So hence the MRI scan. After a good investigation on Thursday, and the results were given to me, they've found out that I have a tumour in my testicles. This tumour at this moment in time is non-cancerous. They thanked me for checking myself and discovering this, and they've also said that I have to undergo an emergency operation, which could be any day now, in order to check. Well, no, let me rephrase that. I have to go through an emergency operation any day now, because this tumor, which is in my testicle area, is blocking and compromising the blood supply. The blood supply, because it's compromised and it's not flowing through the area as it should do, this is causing the excruciating pain, which I'm taking medication for. Now, this is something which, if it wasn't for the pain, it would have went unnoticed if I hadn't checked myself. And this is why I'm bringing it to your attention now. If you don't do it already, guys, then you need to be checking yourself for these lumps and bumps. If it's not the ladies checking themselves for these lumps and bumps, then I strongly advise all you guys, no matter how young or old you are, then also in the shower be feeling for anything which feels abnormal, anything which you didn't know was there before. I'm asking you to check for these lumps. Now, this operation, which is going to happen in the next couple of days, if not weeks, they're going to remove the tumour, and they're also going to remove everything else. and probably leave my little piece of string, hopefully. In order to make sure that it doesn't turn cancerous, or it's not cancerous, then I have to have this item taken away. And the only way they can do that is by removing the full left side. It's something I don't need anymore. Fortunately, they're going to stick one of them little laundry balls inside just to make it look right. You know, the ones you get free with the bowl doll and all. No, they're going to stick a prosthesis artificial thing in there for me. And then obviously it's time for me to recover. Now, forgive the pun, but because I play with them a lot, I've actually discovered this early on. Now, they said if they don't operate and remove it, it will turn cancerous. It could turn cancerous because of my age and the other aspects which are built up around this happening. Then I've caught it just in the nick of time. Now, I'm 49 years young, and this has happened to me now. So there's no old age, there's no young age. This can happen to anyone, from a teenager to an old HP. So this little message here now, with regards to me sat in front of 15 people who I can't see, other than the love art you keep sending me, guys. The message tonight at the end of this show is, please check yourselves, right? You've always got that opportunity, whether you're laid in bed watching Coronation Street or you're in the shower or bathtub, always check yourself for these lumps, because I think I've been fortunate tonight, or should I say this year, and I've managed to discover something which could have took my life. What happens next is another hurdle in my life, because once this item is removed, it could affect other things on me as well, with regards to testosterone and things along that line. But it's one step at a time, one hurdle at a time, and I'd rather value my life and be here with you good guys than lose my life and not be here, if that makes sense. So obviously one of my 9 lives have gone again. I don't know how many I've got left, but I'm going to be around for much longer to tell this tale. So all I've got to say tonight, guys, is thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for listening to me. I have no intention of embarrassing myself or your good selves, but it's something which has opened my eyes. And I mean, you can work with spirit all your life, and you can work with trauma and death and the joy and happiness, which I said in one of my posts. But when it happens to you and you're in this predicament, then it's like, wow, I never had an understanding of death when given readings until I lost my creator spirit, my mum, dad and sister. And only then not only could I sympathise but empathise, but that made my journey in the spiritual path a lot easier to connect and give closure to people. Now, I have spoke to a lot of people with regards to cancerous illnesses, but unless you have a near miss or death experience, then you can't really fully understand the message you're giving across. So I'm hoping this is a lesson from spirit. It's a lesson in life, just to let me know what is out there and what we need to be looking for and checking. So if all you ever take from this live feed tonight is the message that please check yourselves for these lumps and bumps, and I don't intend to be on the full Monty on the TV show, because I've been one of these people and I've had that scare, because I'm not taking my clothes off in public. But I just want to get this message across to you now, guys. If you're listening to this now, and the time now is 46 minutes past 8 on a Monday evening on bank holiday weekend, and if it's not that time now, then you're listening to it on a repeat. So thank you for joining us, guys. Have a safe night. Don't forget that important message I've finished off on, because there's no age limit for death anymore, guys, and I just want you to understand that. So have a good night. Thank you for listening, and don't forget all them links which I've posted in here for you guys to follow these good people. Take care, guys.